you cannot talk about the narrative of Ashura, the history of Ashura, without any sane individual coming to the conclusion that Husayn ibn Ali alayhi salam is the Imam of resistance against oppression. In order to do that, in order to explain Ashura to someone and not have him or her come to this conclusion, this natural conclusion, you would actively have to create massive amounts of corruption within the narrative.
For them to not be able to.
Yeah, you'll have to paint it in a completely new picture.
Imam of resistance.
Which is something that is also happening in certain pockets around the world. They try to present Imam Husayn in a manner that completely divorces him and disconnects him from his fight against oppression and tyranny and the enemies of humanity. So what I'm trying to say here is that if our brothers and sisters around the world, if they have this sensitivity about overtly presenting political messages to the people of the world, they should at least not have any sensitivity about talking about the history of Karbala, the masa'ib, the calamities, the tragedy of Karbala, the sermons of Imam Husayn alayhi salam to a wider audience. Why don't we dedicate Muharram and Safar and all of us become activists for Imam Husayn in the traditional sense? Go out into your communities, tell them what Imam Husayn did. He rose up against the tyrannical Umayyad regime. Tell them what that Umayyad regime was. Tell them how Imam Husayn reacted. Tell them how his family reacted. Tell them about Qasim ibn al-Hasan. Tell them about Ali al-Akbar. Tell them about Abdullah ibn Hasan. Tell them about Ali al-Asghar. Tell them about Abbas. Tell them about Zainab. And this really comes into focus when you start understanding the role of what a follower of the Ahlul Bayt needs to be within whatever community they're living in. It doesn't matter whether you're in the east or the west. Many people don't realize this. You're supposed to be the ambassador, the agent of the Imam of your age. And constantly your mind should be working in all sorts of creative manners of how to bring people towards the Imam. Right? Now, we have ahadith which talk about the extremely important nature of mu'mineen, believers coming together, sitting together, doing the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. At the same time, we also have ahadith about what great and glorious heavenly award comes to the person who brings someone into this fold. So this is like something that people need to focus on. Right? And according to that other hadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam, he says that if you were to guide one individual to the path of truth, it is better for you than the entirety of everything that the sun shines upon. Right? But this again, this narration needs to be interpreted within the context of the entire body of Islam. This narration, because we have to put in this disclaimer because there's so much misinterpretation out there. This narration isn't a license to be lazy. Okay, I'm going to guide one man in my 70 years of life. That's enough. No.
And that's me.
And that's me, or my kid, right? And then you end up failing doing even that. No, it means the Prophet of Islam is trying to stress the importance of it, right? So if someone says, for example, if someone comes to you and says that if you buy one, for example, if you get your hands on one gold coin, you'll be able to buy a whole house, a whole a sports car, etc., 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 right? With one coin. What is this guy trying to do? He's trying to motivate you to get as many coins as possible.
It's not just about one coin.
It's not just about, okay, be one coin and then, okay, so that's it. No.